Hi, and welcome again to another edition of Market Analysis for today, September 16th. I'm Giovanni Benacourt, analyst and trader educated with Vantage Markets, and this is being pre-recorded to the U.S. session open. All right, so the indices continue to bob and weave, but generally maintaining a positive tenor. The disparate price action among the indices also continues to dominate, with the S&P 500 and the Dow are just slightly below all-time highs, and the Nasdaq and Russell underperforming on a relative basis. This week we have the much anticipated Fed meeting and expected short-term interest rate cuts and discussion about the future path of Fed policy. The noise around the the November U.S. presidential election is increasing and increasingly has the potential to add volatility. It seems like that one, or more of the primary U.S. stock index, is very soon going to make an all-time high. It is almost certain that if that happens this week, there will probably be at least a couple, Russell and Nasdaq, that do not. This will set up a divergence that will have to be resolved. It could portend a significant top in the U.S. stock market in the making, or it could create a catalyst for continued expansion in the indices and all of them getting more in lockstep to the upside. The solution is to follow the price action and key levels. Now just expect volatility this week by at least Wednesday afternoon. So with that being said, let's take a look at the Nasdaq in so far on a daily on a daily chart. So we had a green day on Friday, but today we are opening most likely to the downside. Let's go back to a half an hour just to measure, or let's kind of portray the trajectory of the market for the day. So in this chart, I am going to raise my level of support to 19,240, leaving that same level of resistance, and perhaps 19,400. The market will come down and find that support by that time. Let's see if that will be the case. So basically, I am speculating that the market most likely will continue to trend towards the 19,400 level. Okay, now let's go and take a look at the S&P 500. So on the S&P 500, we're seeing that the market is actually, the 50-day moving average, which is the yellow line, is creeping up towards the volume bands, giving the market support. RSI is flattish, and the market is actually just very low volume so far at this time. But the speculation is for it to come and reach higher values. So I'm going to raise my level of resistance, and I'm going to raise my level of support, 55.90 support. And let's just use this high made earlier today to portray that level of resistance for the time being, but perhaps not. I'm gonna use actually this almost triple top, but the wicks being created, 56.40. So that's our level of resistance, and that's our target for today for the S&P. Let's take a look at the Dow on a half an hour chart, and we are trading above our level of resistance. So 41,600 seems to be the level of a better attainment. So 41,200 is going to be a level of support for today for the Dow. So looking for those all-time highs. And then the Russell is also trading above that level of resistance that we've placed. So 2210, and let's just use 2180 as our level of support for the Russell. No, actually I'm gonna use 2140 for the Russell. So that's the Russell. Let's take a look at crude oil. Crude oil for the time being, $70 still on as our target for the week. Let's see if we'll reach that by Friday. 66.5 is going to be our level of support. We've seen how the 50 days above the 20, okay, which is giving great support in 20 and the 200s. All of the three moving averages, well, actually the 200 and the 50, and inside the Bollinger Bands, this level right here is actually the medium point of the Bollinger Band. It is a 20-day moving average. So we're looking for a lot nice support for crude oil now. So I'm wanting to say that, yeah, we're gonna be having a nice update today. Nat Gas. Let's take a look at Nat Gas. So Nat Gas is actually trading below, pushing below that 50-day moving average on this 30-minute chart. So 240 seems a bit too high. So let's just use 234 as our level of resistance and leave this to about 220 as support. So perhaps it's going to continue doing some choppiness, just sideways trading. So keep that in mind. Let's do now gold. Gold for today. Well, gold is above our level of resistance that we had placed last week. So let's use the upper Bollinger Band as a level of resistance, and let's bring our support to the 200-day moving average. And perhaps will be time, market will probably do some profit taking, right? And it sustain itself around above 25.70. That could be the level today. Then silver also trading above our level of resistance. So we're gonna use 31.40 as our target for today, and then use the 200-day moving average level as a level of support. Then copper. Copper is also trading to the downside. It had a nice move earlier to the upside. So let's bring a support to the 200-day moving average and a 30-minute. Leave the resistance there. Let's see if we could come today and recoup. Let's take a look at Bitcoin real quick. Bitcoin is actually trading flattish off the 20-day moving average, and we've seen how the 50-day has crossed from above the 200-day moving average, and that is a death cross, and that pertains movement to the downside. So let's leave that level of resistance there, and let's just bring up a level of support to 57,000 for Bitcoin. Let's see if it will do something different. So the currencies, the euro, looking to reach that 111.5. It's right around the corner, and let's take a nice level of support for the euro, which will be the 200-day moving average. So it is flattish. It is doing a coffin of congestion, right? Equal highs, equal lows. So a breakout favor to the upside in my scenario. And then let's take a look at the pound, which is also trending higher to the upside. RSI has been right on the borderline of entering overbought territory. So in this case, let's use the lower band of the Bollinger Band. So let's see, and the dollar index at that 100 marker. So is that going to be a catalyst for the metals and the currencies? If it actually does break that 100 level of support, I'm going to bring down my resistance to 101 and change. So anticipating a move to the downside on the dollar index. So if that happens, we'll see a nice jump on the currencies and the metals. Have a nice day, and I'll see you tomorrow.